Hey everybody, Joe Lowry, what a day. Happy Monday out there. That's right, the weekend is behind us. I hope everyone had a great weekend. And today is November 13th, and today is actual National Indian Pudding Day. That's right, this is a cold weather classic as well as a traditional New England dessert. Indian pudding was founded back in America around 1900, believe it. So there you go, now you know. Well, the New England Patriots, who are heavy favorites heading into their matchup with Denver, did not disappoint last night. The Patriots, behind a masterpiece by Tom Brady, beat the Broncos 41-16. Brady was 25 of 34, passing for 266 yards with 3 touchdowns. The Pats defense seems to be improving each game, held Denver to a single touchdown, not bad. It was also nice to see the return of tight end Martellus Bennett. He caught 3 passes for 38 yards, and the Patriots improved to 7-2. They are now tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers for the best record in the AFC. And the Patriots return to Foxborough next Sunday as they host the Oakland Raiders, game time 4:25, which makes this one a national telecast. Well, rumors are swirling that the Boston Red Sox may be in talks with Miami Marlins in a trade that could send the power-hitting home run king Giancarlo Stanton to Boston. That's right. Whether or not this trade goes through, it does involve some big names, though, such as Mookie Betts or Andrew Benintendi. That remains to be seen so far. There is no word at the office of Yawkey Way, but I can imagine Giancarlo Stanton in Boston would be a good fit. And the Boston Celtics improved their best record in the NBA to 12-2 as they beat the Toronto Raptors yesterday, 95-94. This is the 12th straight win for the Celtics. They will go for lucky number 13 tomorrow night against New Jersey, against the Nets. And coming off another overtime loss, this time to the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Bruins will try to go back into the win column as they hit the West Coast this week. First game is Wednesday night, and the Ducks of Anaheim. And Colin Kaepernick, the former San Francisco 49ers quarterback who remains unemployed due to his protests of systemic racism during the national anthem, believe it or not, he is GQ's 2017 Citizen of the Year. Kaepernick, who was 30, did not speak to the magazine for an on-record interview, but did post some photographs, helped provide GQ with some confidence to offer some rare insights to Colin Kaepernick himself. He has not given an on-record interview during the entire 2017 season, despite still being at the center of this year's biggest controversies. Kaepernick is claiming that he was blacklisted him, no pun intended, and he's not playing in the NFL, even though several teams are in need of an experienced quarterback. Other NFL news, it seems the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is asking quite a lot in his new quest for a contract extension. Get a load of this. He's asking for $50 million per year, a lifetime use of a private jet, and lifetime health insurance for him and his family. Unbelievable. The NFL owners have yet to vote on the extension, but there is one owner out there who wants to overthrow the commissioner, and that person is Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Jones has been very vocal in his disdain for Goodell, claiming that he's too much power and he uses it too often. Most recently, the Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott had a 6-game suspension upheld, even though there was no actual evidence in his case. Jones has also said that the commissioner is way overpaid. Do you think so? $50 million a year? This is crazy. Anyways, legendary Russian daredevil died attempting his latest stunt, base jumping from a 22,000-foot mountain in the Himalayas. Russia's stuntman Valery Rozov had become known throughout the world for his awe-inspiring actions, including a jump from the peak of Mount Everest that saw him use a special wingsuit that he flew through for 60 seconds before landing safely. Well, anyways, the 52-year-old died attempting a similar stunt on the famed Mount Ahmedablan in Nepal. Now, the cause of his death not immediately known, but I'm sure it has something to do with falling out of the sky. Anyways, a helicopter recovered the body on the side of the mountain. A parachuting trainer for the Russian national team, Vladimir Nyazov, said that Rozov had always approached his craft very diligently to avoid possible deadly mistakes. But, quote-unquote, he also says that we do not have power over fate. Well, there you go. Well, Microsoft billionaire Bill Gates will be personally donating $100 million for the funding of the research for dementia. The first $50 million will be given to the Dementia Discovery Fund, also known as DDF. Now, DDF is a venture capital fund that brings together industry and government to seek treatments for the brain-wasting disease. The investment will be followed by another $50 million in startup ventures working in Alzheimer's research. Gates went on to say that this disease is huge not only for the ones who have passed, but even the ones that are still living and suffering with it daily. He also went on to say that they are probably about 10 years away from any type of advancement for a cure. And mobile chipmaker Qualcomm rejected rival Broadcom's $103 billion takeover bid, saying the offer dramatically undervalued the U.S. company. Get a load of this. The two powerhouse companies have been in talks now for the much highly anticipated merger. On the news of the rejection, shares of Qualcomm went up as Broadcom's fell slightly. Now, in case you don't know, Broadcom is the maker of chips that are in probably every smartphone today. They account for over 1.5 billion chips in smartphones. That's incredible. There is no word if a counteroffer or a potential bid is forthcoming. And hot off the Saturday Night Live this weekend and the release of her newest album, Reputation, Taylor Swift announced that she'll be bringing her tour to the same name to Gillette Stadium this coming summer. July 28th, 2018 is the actual date. If history does repeat itself, the singer may add an additional date, as she is always virtually a guaranteed sellout. And speaking of another superstar, country superstar Carrie Underwood is recovering from a fall at her home this weekend. She slipped and fell at her home this past Friday. She suffered a broken wrist as well as lacerations and bruises. Underwood said she slipped on the stairs. The injury caused her to miss the Country Rising concert this past Saturday night. Carrie did tweet her fans and gave all the thank yous and well wishes earlier to all her fans. And finally, I want to give a Whatta Day shout out to Dave and Laura Monte. Myself and Baby Case, we had a great time this past Saturday night. And finally, folks, don't forget to check out my YouTube page, www.youtube.com/Joe Lowry. What a day. Hit subscribe. It's free. I'm looking for more subscribers. I need them. I know you're out there. So anyways, happy Monday, everybody. Enjoy the what's left of it. Joe Lowry, what a day.